All right, everyone. Welcome once again to the Faces of Business. I am your host, Damon Pistolka, and I do have a computer problem because I'm trying to run something here that's got a lot of video. So I'm going to shut that down for now. Yeah. So the video that I was running in the background that we were going to run the demo for Schuyler here was slowing me down. But thanks everyone for being here. It is Friday. It is time for manufacturing e-commerce success. I'm one of your co-hosts, Damon Pistolka. That pretty gentleman right over there, Kurt Anderson, is going to take it away. We're going to be talking about selling in 3D, a path to e-commerce transformation. I'm kind of a little discombobulated with that video that was like tearing my computer apart there for a second. But take it away, Mr. Anderson. Let's get going.
Man, how could I top that intro, David? So, hey, happy Friday, man. What a wonderful month it's been. You know, weather's fantastic. Football's cranking. World Series ended. All sorts of great things going on. So, man, it's like, I don't know where 2024 is going, and I'm just super excited. We've got our dear friend Schuyler Van Sickle in the house today. Schuyler, how are you, dude?
Hey, everybody. Good to be here. Thanks again. Looking forward to this.
Well, super excited. We have a lot to cover today because you've got a really fascinating technology. And I don't know, Damon, maybe I'll see if I can get that video shared for us. But
I got
Schuyler, I know you're
either that. You can go to the other one as well, Damon. We'll work our way through that.
Well, hey man, we're gonna muscle our way through it. So, all right, guys, well, drop us a note. Let us know you're out there. Hey, my dear friend Diane Byers in the house today. Diane, happy Friday to you. She's coming to us live from Philadelphia, wonderful city, brotherly.
I'm an hour away.
You're an hour, dude. You're right up the road, man. You got to stop and say hi to Gotta stop and say hi to Diane. So, all right. So, Schuyler, you're a friend of the show. You know how this party goes. So let's dive right in. And so, hey, when you were a little guy growing up, Schuyler, who was your hero?
That's a tough one. You know, like what I'll say, to be honest, is I don't think I really started to develop my heroes until like college, when I had some ambition in me and a direction in life. I think that's probably pretty honest. I mean, other than my parents, like, you know, showing me how to like treat other people and you know, it's I'll say that. Is that okay to be that honest?
Absolutely. Oh, so, all right. Well, you know, you gave a shout out to mom and dad. How about what's mom and dad's name?
Yeah. Lori and Sky.
Lori and Sky. All right. So, hey, big shout out to Lori and Sky. And so, you know, where'd you go to college?
So, well, born and raised in Colorado, actually. Nice. So I'm on the road right now.
Yep. Nice.
I went up to CU Boulder, graduated there, and then basically straight into entrepreneurship from there. Participated in some of their really early entrepreneurship programs, but pretty much been in Colorado my entire life.
Nice. Awesome.
They call us a unicorn out there because of how like rare we are to find out in the wild.
Yeah. It's a beautiful place to be, though.
No doubt.
Absolutely beautiful.
300 plus days or 330 days of sunshine or some darn thing like that. That's real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got the mountains right there in your backyard for the most part.
Yeah.
We got a thriving manufacturing community, too, out there. And it's like, you know, you got to get the best of both worlds, like being in the Midwest like that, or in the, you know, far Midwest.
Yeah. Well, absolutely love it. Now, you know what, man, my daughter is in love with University of Colorado Boulder. So I'll tell her that I was chatting with an alumni today. So,
go Buffs.
I do have to say, what is the other thing that's in Boulder that's very popular?
I mean, there's so much, right?
There is.
But we have a thriving marijuana manufacturing scene, you could say. In fact, I found out the other day from like Moss Adams in the state that it's one of the biggest manufacturing line items in the state, and they don't even separate it out of like food.
Yeah.
So, but isn't interesting thing.
Isn't Coors Brewing there too in Boulder?
Oh yes, the beer. Okay, I went the other direction.
Yeah, you went the other. I mean, you're your age, my age. I'm thinking, hey, I've been to the Coors Brewery a couple times.
In fact, I was at so they at Jeffco, which is where Coors is located. It's in Golden, but you got Jeffco. They had the Gateway Manufacturing Award, the Gateway Awards. Jeffco EDC on Wednesday night, and I actually got to meet Peter Coors himself.
Oh, is that right?
Peter Coors Jr. Yeah, I
Yes.
got to shake his hand.
Yes.
We're actually working with another Coors family member on one of our customers. It's not complete yet, so I can't exactly share which one it is. But
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
cool.
Schuyler, man, that is congratulations. What a thrill that is, man. That is awesome.
There's a local hero for you.
That is a legacy business. Like, it's not owned by the family anymore, I don't think, but it's just
Malsum now.
yeah.
But then you got Anheuser like up north as well. Like, huge brewing manufacturing scene.
Yeah.
Ska Fabrication, they're doing amazing things in automation. They just won an award with our local MEP. They put on the Colorado Manufacturers Award. So shout out to Ska Fabrication and Manufacturers Edge, which is our local MEP.
Yep, that's the MEP, man. Manufacturer's Edge does awesome work. They've been on our show multiple times. So, our dear friends out there. So, man, great shout out to Manufacturer's Edge, the MEP network, Coors. Damon, way to pull out Coors, man. That was a good reference there. So.
I have a selfie now with like Pete Jr.
Right, man, you should have brought that on the show today. So, all right, so let's dive in. So, share a little bit about we're super excited to have you on the show. Greatly appreciate you taking the time. Know you're super busy, and we're diving into you've got some wonderful technology. I know when you and I met, I was completely blown away by what you're doing. Just share a little bit about you, your company, how you guys make the world a better place. Let's go there.
Sure. Well, we're making the world a better place one day at a time, starting small. We're a bootstrapped company. So, I got 3 other co-founders. Nice. And, we're muckers, we're tinkers, like we're misfits, right? And so, like, we're really coming from the inside out, right? And how we work together, how we look for other people to work with and the teammate. So that's where we're getting started. But outside of that, we've started really working with the different associations local in Colorado. So like I said, Manufacturers Edge and MTMA, and, really noticing like the opportunity to create more community within manufacturing. From, being an entrepreneur, I have a background in technology. What we've seen a lot is, there's Silicon Valley and then you got Chicago, right? And New York, right? And being in Denver, you kind of get this mix between the two. And I think we can bring some of the good from, startup communities and that into the manufacturing space. And so we're starting to really work on that with the different associations in our local area as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, congratulations. Let your entrepreneurial journey, if you want to talk about the origin story. Sure. You mentioned, so it's you and three misfits, as I understand, right?
Yeah.
So just describe like your entrepreneurial journey, like who's the brainchild here, and like how did this come to fruition?
Well, if I go back far enough, right after out of school, I started in entrepreneurship. You could call it a manufacturing business, growing live food for saltwater aquariums and selling that. That went well and had an exit there, and now a lot of up and down failure. And now we're starting to see some success. So, nice. The whole journey, like whole 9 yards of the journey. We've been really diving into solving problems for manufacturers for the past year now. And even that, like it was 2.5 years is how long our team's been together. When we started, it was actually with t-shirts, a t-shirt business that had augmented reality t-shirts, if you could believe it or not. Before that, it was actually helping artists digitize their art, whether it was 3D or 2D, and helping them sell that online. So, we kind of found this technology, you could say like 4 or 5 years ago, like during COVID, and just kind of testing it. Like the t-shirt like worked pretty well. We got to see like how this new technology is pretty multi-generational. It ended up being mostly a gift item that people over the age of 45 would buy for somebody under the age of 18. And we just saw like people really like using this in this way. And then as we were kind of doing that, we had different companies, mostly consumer brands, come up to us and they're like, hey, can you do something like this for us? And we kept following that thread until eventually we found like real problems that we could actually solve in the manufacturing space, right?
Oh, so cool. And I do have it pulled up. When you're ready to go, I've got the DeLorean pulled up, so we can
Okay.
add that in when we're ready.
Sure. Yeah.
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 You know, for those of you that are Back to the Future fans, we did a demo recently that you can go to. You can see it through our website, but Damon is going to pull it up right here. And so we have a DeLorean for you. And so ultimately what we do is we take CAD files and convert those into 3D sales and marketing experiences, you could say. So we took a CAD file that we have of the DeLorean, and you can press the play button there, but we turned it into this 3D marketing experience. So imagine like your product that is huge and hard to bring into a room, right? That you have to maybe sell through distributors. How do you better communicate that to customers, right? So we have a few different features. Now the jaw drop feature, if you go to the parts on the left side, parts tab on the left side, yep, right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Yep. And then zoom out just a little bit, and then on the right side you have that drag. Oh, so that'll, yep, right there. Right. So we have a parts view, and you can drag and drop that within there.
Wow.
And click on different parts that are highlighted. Yep. So you see the highlighted parts.
Oh, I can click on a highlighted part. Ooh.
Yep, right.
Wow.
And then get the specs. So that, you know, the explosion view is kind of the draw drop, right? As in, it's a complex product. You know, you have hundreds, if not thousands of parts in there. How do you quickly, easily find the part you need to learn about, to maintenance, to repurchase, right?
Oh, yeah,
Instead of,
you can zoom right in.
right. Yeah. And this is the desktop version. I encourage people to check it out on mobile. It's very, very mobile friendly. You can use it on any tablet or iPhone, or any tablet or cell phone, smartphone.
Yeah.
As long as it's like within the last like 5-6 years, you could say.
Yeah. But this is crazy. Like you said, it allows you to visually see the product, first of all. Then we can go, okay, let's explode it out, and then go right to the product and go, okay, that's what I was looking for. Or go back into the product, get a little deeper if we needed to, zoom into it, whatever we needed to do, and look at something else.
And you can drag and drop, like, so it's 3D, so you can use your mouse to engage with it.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Right. So, you know, it's like what we find is, like, as a manufacturer, you know, to go e-commerce, you're having to deal with 2D image and videos. And what we're saying is, hey, you've invested so much money and time, right, in your 3D CAD already. So why not unlock those for the rest of your company?
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Kurt?
No, I think it's awesome. I think, you know, pop into some other stuff here. Damon, Schuyler, what else do we want to see on this?
Sure. So that little square button that you were on originally, Damon,
down in the corner here.
So that, yep, click that. So this, because it's on desktop, it's trying to direct you to your smartphone. That'll put it in the room in AR through your phone camera. So you can scan that right here, right now, like while you're on this call, or Damon, you can scan it, or Kurt on your phone, and put that DeLorean right there in your driveway, for example. It helps you helps show products like on actual size and how they might function in your warehouse.
Wow, that's crazy. Super cool, dude. So you can take a product then and basically explode it like this, allow it to, so people can look at it however they want. And it's like, oh yeah, this is where I want to go. I want that piece right there. Boom, brings it up like that.
Yep.
And it's all ready to go.
As detailed, as little detail as you want. You can sell items. You don't have to. We offer payment processing as well. So it's pretty much just, you know, a turnkey solution. You know, we're working on ERP integrations. You can plug your CRMs into this, your data analytics. You can really pull a lot of product engagement data, and be able to track those customer engagements. And yeah, we're working on a whole set of features to make this easier. And that way, like, you know, what we find a lot of the times, it's, let's say you're producing a lot of products, and to get those quality product photos and videos, you have to take a sample off of a production line. If you're a smaller manufacturer, you might even have to shut down the production line to turn that into a studio to manage the photographers and the videographers and the markups and all the metadata to really get that to where it need, all to just dispose of the sample in a lot of cases as well. So instead of going from 3D to 2D, well, just stick with 3D is what we're saying, right? And and in some occasions where some product marketing managers that we find out there, or marketers, they'll be able to talk with their engineering team about getting a CAD video or a CAD rendering, right? And the time it takes, like sometimes it takes additional licenses to do texturing and materialing on that. But the time it takes, the engineer is very expensive. Like normally that time is better served at actually developing new products rather than doing a rendering of an existing product. And so this is a tool that sits in between engineers and marketers as a way so that now as a marketer, you can just get a pretty neutral file. We like to use step files generally, and pull that into an e-commerce environment. And from there, you can edit the different parts. You can apply different different information to each, apply SKU codes, right? So it's really that, if you're looking at Shopify or BigCommerce or WooCommerce now, this helps streamline that process and helps to cut the cost of content in doing so.
All right, so Schuyler, forgive me if I missed this. So I just heard you say WooCommerce and Shopify. Walk us through, or can you explain it? So say somebody out there, they're on Shopify. They've been on Shopify for ages. They're like, dude, I can't do anything like this on Shopify. Like, walk us through, like, how does your technology marry with those shopping cart platforms?
Yeah. So we could become your Shopify. That is an option. But otherwise, we can.
So real quick, so you offer a shopping cart
yes.
Solution?
Yes, we have payment processing as well, solutions as well, and we can plug in existing into that. A lot of our customers will use this as a distributor program, like maybe something that is separate to the main website, so we can plug it in as a subdomain, for instance, as you see here, DeLorean.3mara.com. We can embed it into any existing website so that you have the model viewer section that you see there within your existing website. So there's a few options that we can work with on that.
Wow. Okay. And then I'd like to dive in a little deeper. You mentioned analytics, and I heard you say CRM. Can you just walk us through some of the solutions there that you guys offer?
Sure. So with a CRM, it's plugging that in so that you can start tracking into your CRM. You can serve call to actions, sign up forms. So instead of having like an add to cart button, you can have a request quote, right? And really plugging those analytics into the existing CRM. And then on the analytics side, Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, being able to add this to your analytics and tracking data pool.
Got it. Okay, excellent. Wow.
Very cool.
All right, Damon, if you want, I've got a little sample that I can share if you want me to pull mine up.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll stop sharing the screen and turn my video back on because my computer didn't like it when I was doing that. But
I might have to do the same. I think people
that's a heavy one. We have that one we're optimizing still, so we're bringing that file size down.
Yeah, that's you can tell it's bigger when it, but the detail in it's pretty incredible because we're talking a whole car, right? And that people may or may not realize the amount of components, the amount of pieces you're trying to turn into 3D. That's a lot of work for a computer to be doing to do what we're doing, spinning it around and flipping things and all that stuff.
Yeah, and all of this is going to get so much better over the next few years. Maybe you've been seeing the headsets coming out and all that, but there's actually a lot of future web standards that are being worked on right now. So we're a part of this thing called the Metaverse Standards Forum, which is setting new web standards for the industrial metaverse, for digital twins, for the Internet of Things, really. So
Yeah.
standards are coming down the line, and more companies are going to start going this direction. In fact, I just heard recently that Amazon is sunsetting 360 videos for 3D.
For
So
3D. Nice.
yes,
Wow.
which is a huge thing, right? 360 photos have been great, and they're very cost intensive, right?
Yeah.
To even get those, you're facing the same problems with having to deal with the studio, and now you have larger equipment to do it. So
Yeah, but this would be, I mean, when you're saying there are two things that the ability, like you said, to be able to take a step file, turn it into something like this that we can explode, look at components and do that. And then as you showed the QR code to actually take that product, and if you want, put it in your situation or get a different experience with it there. Or, you know, it just yeah, there's a lot to be able to be said for this. For someone like myself, if I didn't know the piece of equipment, be go, that's the component I want if I'm looking for a repair part, or if I want to say, what would that look like in my situation? Those two things are awesome for product.
Yeah. So Kurt, click on the, let me show you just a few other features. So click on the features tab on the left-hand side. This will bring up different call outs that you can click on.
Oh yeah.
So we got the different call outs, right? And we can add more rich data into this, which is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You'll have to circle, you'll have to push it to the side, click on it and drag it to the side to get on those other call outs. Yep. There you go.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, a little bit of a new user experience. So, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit to get used to, but
yeah,
working through those with standards. And then also on the left-hand side, there's a size button. So you can just kind of get a glimpse of what this is. How big is it?
Huh. Ah, super cool. And then the QR code, you could click it onto your phone and away you go.
Yep. So this is a utility cart for flooring contractors, otherwise known as a caddy or a creeper. Caddy creeper.
Gosh, I'll tell you, this is just absolutely fantastic.
Oh God!
And so this is actually one of our first customers that came to us. I'm wearing his shirt now that you can see. Shout out to Nick. Believe, you know, the first manufacturer that came to us, he said, "Hey, I have this cart, and I want a better way to sell it." And he came to us 9 months before ever manufacturing it, and was able to sell this into distribution, just using this example. And so now this is becoming part of his retailer program. So real quick, Kurt, if you can move it, like circle it to the side and look at one of the decals on the side, zoom into that decal right there. Zoom in, just scroll with your mouse. Scroll. Is it not scrolling in for it? It should be.
No.
It's like with your mouse, like zoom, like you'd zoom in basically to it. Like Damien was zooming in, zooming out. But
Kurt's got a Mac.
What I can do
Kurt's got a Mac. Let's just.
Oh well, maybe I think it's two fingers to scroll or something like that. I don't know. Okay, I've been testing on. But what you can see here, what you can see here on the back of my shirt.
Yep.
You see how it's a? Can you see it's a QR code pattern?
Yep.
Right. So that's what you'll see on those decals.
There we go.
QR codes. There you go. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Right.
It's cool as heck to be able
fingers.
to do it.
There's a way to lift it as well without turning.
Okay.
It.
Yeah. So there's a little learning curve. Now, keep in mind, I'm old, right?
It's easier even on a tablet or a cell phone a lot of times. So, but that decal, you can scan it, right? So after it's been purchased, after the distributor sold it, you can scan it to get back into this experience at any time. So now he can purchase parts, purchase accessories. You know, he's going to start listing a lot of other flooring tools on this, right? And on top of that, as part of his retailer program, he's attributing those sales back to the retailer for kickbacks.
Yeah. That's a great idea though, because if you can incorporate your QR code to get back to your product page, get back to the product that you're actually using, that's a huge thing for in-field customer support.
Maybe you're not aware yet, but have you ever heard of GS1 digital links?
No.
Something to look up. You heard it here first. So essentially 2027, they're going to be sunsetting UPC codes for a new standard called GS1 digital links, which can come in various forms. One of those in particular being the QR code. And it'll be the same link that you use to scan and purchase at retail as a customer can scan to get more product information. So within this new link, you'll be able to embed batch lot number information, product number information, and essentially redirect that to the consumer experience if that's who's scanning it. So that is something that we're going to be working on embedding into our system as well. So the QR codes, all this stuff, and maybe this starts to give you a glimpse of what we see the future as.
Well, it's just when you look at the 3D, taking not complex 3D data and turning it into something like this that can allow the end user to really learn more about it, see the features and benefits better, and then purchase is a big thing, right? In one. And then when you go, okay, now I have the product and I need some support. I want to get some additional information. Maybe I've got a broken piece that I've wrecked for some reason. And now I can just scan the QR code on the product, take me right in, go, okay, this is what I need. It's a replacement item.
Yep.
Bing, bang, boom.
Hey, Kurt, I popped another link in the chat to another product. This one we like to show because it's a great example, another great customer, Workmaster, and they have the RASP, which it shows a good sequence of events also, which can be done with this. So like I said, like they say, an image is 1,000 words. Well, what if you could walk around that image, right?
Woo.
And so we got a sequence of events here. Play around with those different features, right? You might have to zoom out. There you go for the next. Yeah. So hit that next button. Yep. We'll walk it through. And so basically our platform makes it really easy to create animations like this, to do the rendering, to do the conversions, to make it optimized and ready for web.
God, look at that.
Yeah. That's a super cool product too.
Yeah, all in one, 8-in-1. If you are somebody that does flooring, this is
that'd
the
be
bee's
huge.
knees. Yeah. And so I'm not
And
sure
concrete grinding too.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, we used to do that concrete grinding
All
in
in
the
one.
factory. Yeah, every time you're doing concrete grinding, everybody have to leave, and you take because if you're going to put down a good epoxy flooring, grind the concrete first so it sticks better.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Wow. It's just amazing when you think about you can add the 3D imaging, all the data, everything else that's right there. And like you're clicking and query, I need some more of these pads or whatever it is. Or I want a quote on the item. It really does change the experience.
Mm-hmm. And so there's your call to action that might go into your CRM system or any existing quote system that you'll have. And then there's product configurations and options. And so, I mean, we're working on a lot of different features. We do plan on launching the beginning of the self-serve platform at the beginning of the year. So stay tuned for that.
So Schuyler, are there particular, so for folks out there catching this, they're like, man, this is mind blowing. This might be a really dumb question. Are there particular industries, particular products where you're like, man, this is not a nice to have. This is like a must to have, or do you feel everybody needs this? Like, are there particular industries or products that really should be going all in on this?
Yes. Well, of course. We're solving problems for some of the manufacturers that make really big products where, the training or maintenance on that is pretty thorough. You have to fly somebody to your facility to check out or fly to theirs to help train and diagnose products. If you're in a growing market and you can't talk fast enough and you're stuck to slide presentations, this is for you. Right now, you have a link you can send your customer that's very engaging. You're going to get more than 30 seconds out of a view, right? They're going to be able to learn all about your product and then follow the next logical steps to it, whether that's request, quote, or purchase.
Yeah.
You know, we're a startup, so I'm doing a lot of cold calling right now. And I'd say like 80 to 90% of the time, the dial by directory option number one is parts ordering. Right. So a lot of companies are having to man a whole department around parts ordering. And if you're using distributors, for example, you know, if for these tools in particular, like if it goes out and you need a replacement part, that could be 2 weeks out of work because you have to go back to the distributor. It takes them a few days to figure out, well, they don't have the part. Right. So then they have to contact the manufacturer, who then has to ship out the part. You know, that's 2 weeks out of work. So this helps to streamline those processes while still, you know, attributing your distribution channels when you need.
Wow.
Guys, I tell you, this is absolutely fantastic. Let's go here. I'm going to jump into your website for a second. So let's, again, if someone's just joining us, give us a little background. Can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Give us a little background of the company, what's going on here, and you know, we're over the top of the hour. So if someone has just joined us, Schuyler, just share a little bit of you know, what we're going through, how you guys came up with this technology. I'd say this is just truly mind blowing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we started with art, like I had mentioned before, and found that we could solve the most problems in manufacturing using 3D. And that's the big thing is, you know, 3D being a whole new content form factor. And if you go full 3D, it makes it really easy to, you know, be able to create explosion views for part purchasing instead of having to, you know, take a sample product off a production line, maybe even take it apart to get all those parts, pictures and images, right? Where you can just, you know, instead of going 3D to 2D, you can just stick with those CAD and go 3D all the way through your content pipeline. And then what we offer is that conversion piece, so making it accessible via web. So yeah, you can see right here to create essentially a virtual showroom, generally using step files, do photorealistic rendering with textures and materials from that CAD file. And you scroll to the next one. This is actually perfect, right? Now that you have all your parts in 3D, you can start, call it manipulating or creating tutorials or blowout views or call outs on your product. Let's see if it shows. Yep. Blowout view for parts purchasing, where you can click on a part and have that part listed available for purchase as well. And then go ahead and scroll down to the next one where we'll integrate with your existing ERP systems.
You know, let's Schuyler, I want to hit on this real quick. You know, like we just encountered this week, Damon, and you know how many times the engineer buys, so the engineer knows exactly what they need.
Yeah.
How many times does somebody in procurement where they have no idea what this product,
no idea
what the widget is, and somebody in the food chain says, you know, hey Larry, hey Lucy, you know, go buy this part. And so now you guys have made it so easy, so simple, where now I can physically see it. I get an idea. I can match a SKU number if I need to. I can blow it up. And then you know, add to cart. Like you couldn't make it any easier for me to hit that buy button. You know, I want to emphasize on you're targeting multiple buyer personas here, right?
So, well, and that's what we find. You know, I will say that like our product is more on the sales and marketing end. You know, it's like our users are going to be sales and marketers that use this to sell their items, where it really takes a lot of that time off of the engineer's hands. Now, and I'm talking to our customer, right? That is using our platform to sell.
The manufacturer themselves.
Yeah, the manufacturer. On the end consumer end, I mean, it looks in various ways. And like flooring, for example, okay, it's a lot of mom and pop shop distributors, right, all over the place. Think medical devices, medical equipment, right? It's a kind of a different set of needs. It's a different buyer, right? But to be able to come into a room and not have to present a slide deck, right? top level buyers, right? And then all the way through to the post consumer experience. So the post purchase experience, like, hey, get to know your customers better after they buy you via retail, right?
Well, and as Kurt's saying, and we were talking earlier too, someone could be in the field with that product, using the product, and go, hey, I need this piece.
Right.
And all you'd have to do is take a picture of, this is what I need, text it to or email it to the procurement person that has to buy it for you. And they just go to this and they go, oh yeah, that's what it is, rather than trying to, because visual is so much easier for people to do, rather than, oh, I need this hose that does that it's got a rip in it, blah, 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 blah. And you go, we just took the difficulty out of it. You go, clink, picture, boom.
It can be a picture. It can be the link. There's a lot of different ways to make sure that procurement happens correctly. In the future, what we're really going here is computer vision. So being able to, yes, like you're saying, take a picture, but not only send that, just use that like you would in Google Photos.
Well,
Google Lens.
Google Lens, yeah.
Like, even like you're saying, the person on the field, they don't even need to necessarily text it or send it back. They can order it themselves.
Yeah.
Right there. They're like,
oh God, I never even thought about that. Right?
Yeah. Like
there's a few different ways.
The concrete product we just looked at.
Yeah.
We should get some replacement parts. Hey, pull out your phone and let's do it right now.
QR code and hit the QR code and order them. Right off your product.
What we learned from Nick is that, like, think about being on a construction site. 80% of the time you're discovering new products out in the field. And what he says is that generally people will go sneak behind his back and take a photo of the new product, and then they'll have to go back to the distributor to figure out what it is and where to get it, right, to the local distributor. But now that person can just scan the QR code on his product and figure out what it is and where to get it.
Yeah.
Very cool,
man. And I didn't mean to cut you off, Schuyler. I think you were talking here about
you're fine.
With your CRM right here.
Yeah, just it's a full stack.
Yeah. And so, like, when you just to explain to folks, if they're like what's the CRM, it's a customer relationship management. Just when you say full stack, just walk us through, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So, being able to integrate your CRM. By full stack, I mean, starting with the CAD files and creating your virtual showroom, right? Integrating that parts catalog for clickable, e-commerce experiences, having the tracking and direct attribution to those experiences, right? That's the full stack. And then being able to tie that into your ERP system for inventory and shipping, being able to tie that into your CRM database for the tracking of who's using what, who's purchasing what, along with any call to actions for promotions you might have, or scheduling, or whatever it looks like. It becomes like that all-in-one place for your customer to go.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely love it. And is, I know we're at time. We're going to start winding down here, Schuyler. So let's go here. I've got demo pulled up. Best way for folks that have gone through this, completely mind blown. Anything that you've missed, please hit the rewind button. You've got multiple demos to go through. What's the best way for folks to reach out to you?
Yeah. So to reach out to me directly, I'm very, very responsive on LinkedIn. So, if you're in this call right now, or you're joining later, I'm going to be there. So click on me, follow me, feel free to connect with me. I promise I won't ignore you. The second best way is to go to our Streamline LinkedIn. Go there, check it out, follow us there. If you want, more information, as we go, we have a whole Back to the Future DeLorean campaign going right now. So you can follow us there. But for more information, you have the website, 3mera.com, 3mera.com. You can go there to schedule a demo. You can check out the demo, the DeLorean demo that's on there at the top that we were checking out earlier. Reach out. I'm widely available.
Awesome.
All right.
And then my email address, info at, all these things. Happy to provide that as well. But it's probably going to be easiest for our viewers right now to just do it through LinkedIn.
All right.
All right, so we'll start winding down. Damon, I'm just taking a peek. We got a couple of comments here. I don't know if you want to post some of these up here.
Yeah. So Diane says, "Why am I feeling the need to purchase this cart?" Looking at that, it's like, yeah, that is something. We got Usman stopped by too and said, "Greetings from Usman. Glad to see you're here today, Usman. I hope you're having a great week so far." And then let's looking down to the end. Diane, this is one of the things that, as I was looking at it too, the QR code's putting information and branding with your solution, split-second access and the fingertips of the customers right there where they're at, not going back to an office, not doing anything else. And like she says, this is taking them by the hand and making it super simple and easy for them to address their issues in seconds. Like your example, if they could be out there with a construction product in the field, need a replacement product, hit the QR code on the thing, search around, click, boom, bang, out.
Yeah.
And it's coming.
Yeah. And I want to grab, I like Diane's comment here too. So Diane drops a note. She says, plus it's easier to see it in 3D.
Yeah.
I think I couldn't agree more. Sometimes 2D drawings can be confusing, especially for the one-dimensional view. And I'll tell you, there's always that loss in translation,
Yeah.
And I think, when you have that 3D rendering, I love, like, you have the size where you have a person standing next to it. You have the parts being pulled out. I mean, it's just, you guys have covered so many bases here. And so, we always have that tagline. How do you help that ideal? I just used this line this morning, Damon. I was on site with a client. How do you make that ideal buyer make a buying decision on a Friday night at midnight without having to wait for you to open up the door on Monday morning? And my goodness, Schuyler, you guys are absolutely practicing that, preaching it, and just and really making that solution so easy, right?
Yeah, good stuff.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We're just really curious on these problems and issues. I mean, that's the entrepreneurial journey. People, relationships, right?
Yeah.
Can't say that more.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, for being a young entrepreneur, you are incredibly inspiring. So as we start winding down here, Schuyler, one question that I absolutely love to ask folks, especially a young entrepreneur, just, basically, like, you've been an entrepreneur. It's in your blood, your DNA ever since you right out of college. Best business advice that you've ever received. What is the best business advice that you've ever received as an entrepreneur?
Oh, it's probably the hardest thing to do too, which is just focus on making your beer better.
Focus on making your beer better. Drop the mic.
What makes your beer taste better? Yes.
Please expand. Let's curious minds want to know. Please expand on that one.
Sure. This is what Coors told me the other day when I met Pete. It's what he's interested in is what makes his beer better. What makes it like faster to produce, or better flavor, more consistency, better customer experience at the end of the day. Like that's what Coors is focused on, is making their beer better. And so whatever your beer is, or maybe it's not beer and it's something else. Like what makes that better and that customer experience better. Right. Focus on that.
Was the famous line from the 1800s? They said, "Whoever makes a better mousetrap will." I'm going to butcher the quote, but will knock a path down to your door. It's a famous line. Whoever makes that widget better, faster, be committed to the customer solution. And Diane says, "Wow, this is an hour of brilliance. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Make it all a great weekend." Diane, right back at you, my friend. Make it a wonderful weekend. So, Schuyler, we're going to close out. First off, I want to thank you, commend you, applaud you. As a matter of fact, Damon, let's give Schuyler a big round of applause for just making the world a better place with 3D e-commerce, man. Like, dude, cool, you've taken it to a whole new level. Now, when you sell out, I don't know who's going to buy you. Who's going to buy you out? Shopify, BigCommerce?
Oh, we're going all the way. We're going all the way.
Next week, somebody's going to buy you guys. So when you're making your gazillions, don't forget your two buddies here. Don't forget the two guys that help you out.
Yeah.
I hope to come back and sponsor, like
Yeah.
That's right.
you
That's
guys
right.
you guys have helped me out so much. So like let's
Wow.
applaud you guys and B2B tail
Wow.
and Damien with Exit Your Way. I mean, come on. Like
Wow.
come on.
Dude, that was very gracious. See, Damon, he's got a good, mom and dad are pretty darn good, aren't they? They raise a good son, didn't they? So
The original
yeah.
heroes. The original heroes.
The original heroes. Well, hey, I know you've got some family stuff going on, so we're sending you positive thoughts, love for everything goes smooth for you this weekend as you're traveling for some challenging times. And I just want to thank you, man. I know how busy you are. You're a scrappy startup guy, pounding the pavement. This means a world for us to, for you to sacrifice your time, especially in a time of travel, to share your passion, your expertise, this wonderful technology that you're bringing to the market and really making manufacturers, we commend you for making those manufacturers so much more competitive. So well done to you. So Damon, why don't we close out? Take it away, my friend.
All right. Well, man, what a conversation today. What a demonstration on, 3D visualization solution to sell your products, show people how to get exactly what they want, taking that CAD data and doing it. And wow, this is going to be something that's really going to change the buyer's experience, the service aspect of this kind of stuff, and such cool stuff. I just want to thank Schuyler for being here today. I want to thank Diane for stopping by, and we had Hamad and other Uzman was here today, and all those people that were listening. Those of you that aren't putting comments in, we appreciate you taking a look, watching this every week. And if you got into this thing late and you didn't see these demonstrations, if you didn't see the DeLorean demonstration, if you didn't see the flooring cart demonstration, go back and look at it, or go to the 3Mara website, as Schuyler said, and get on that thing and see how it could possibly be a technology that could really help you sell your product. Now, I shouldn't even say sell your product, show your product better. So people
we like to
get it.
Right. We like to say, let your product sell itself.
There you go.
Drop the mic right there. Let your product sell itself, man.
You bet. And just thanks for everyone for being here. We appreciate you. We'll be back again next week. Have a great weekend and make it special.
Thank you, everybody.